Right, it's been a crazy journey, this garden and this house project. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to run through a few things. It's going to start with me doing some time lapses, some whacking, and I'll go through everything else that I needed to do in the garden. But if you haven't seen part one, go back, watch part one. If you're interested in any of the other house stuff, go through the other videos. There's loads of other interesting stuff. But yeah, enjoy. What you've just seen here is me whacking everything, all the rubble, all the hardcore mess that I filtered out of the garden in the first video and filtered out from the front drive. There were some stray bricks as well, as you can see in a lot of this material here, but I managed to lay the first row of slabs as you come out the door, which was just a bit easier for going in and out of the property. At this point I was living in the house, so I needed access in and out where I wasn't attempting to break my ankle every single time I went in and out of the house. And then I'm just going through the process every evening, trying to lay a couple of rows of slabs after work, which you can see here is all the sharp sand that I managed to barrow around previously. So after I got the last bit of patio in, it was on to moving the rest of the crush up to the top and reducing the size of it. So these were all the bits that are a bit too large to be compacted. There's more like, 6FI, as opposed to hardcore Type 1 MOT, just bigger chunks. So it's breaking them up with a sledgehammer, and I was kind of sick of patioing at this point, so I wanted to mix it up. So I decided that once I crushed all this rock, what I was going to do next was clear the patio area out, give the patio a nice jet wash so I could see what I was dealing with, if I damaged any of the slabs, because I've been using it to store stuff on, and then move on to the one job that I've been avoiding. So I've rendered before in the past and it went quite well, but it was on a structure that I had built and it wasn't patching in to an existing building that's been rendered. So a chunk of the render had blown and also been damaged. So I went about putting on 2 coats of sand and cement render to match in with what was there, and that was with a top coat of lime. So you do a weaker coat on top and you do lime, which never really quite sets. When the lime's mixed into it, it gives it a bit of flexibility supposedly, so it stops cracking, but it matches in with what was on the rest of the house, which was the lime render. So I'm just going around all the sections where I repaired brickwork or added air bricks and just rendering it. So you can see here me going along around the doors up to the beads that I had attached the previous day. I didn't actually capture me doing the top coat in lime, but I went up a little bit further on this very back section and then painted it. So you'll see me painting it in a second. So I decided to paint it in Cornish cream, which was Santex, I believe the brand is. And it went all right. For whatever reason, I did mix both pots. On certain sections of the back of the house, it looks a bit yellower, and other sections it looks a bit creamier. So I'm not really too sure why, because the substructure's the same colour in certain points, and I did do 2 coats, so not really sure why that is. Maybe it's something to do with the sun or different batches. But yeah, this is me just going across, painting it. I'm not very good with heights, so up and down the ladder was a bit of a pain. So that's the painting of the outside done. Other than a little section here I need to tidy up with a smaller brush, and some splodges I need to wash off. Maybe touch up there a second coat, but I need some more paint. I'm out. This is the paint I've been using, Santex Micro Seal Cornish Cream. And I've got stone seals that I'm going to do in the black as well. I've got to paint the front of the house, but that won't be covered in this video. But yeah, that's the outside painted. So on to the next bit. After that section of painting, it was back to the wall. So I needed to cut the blocks down in half. So I was using my 9-inch disc cutter with a masonry blade, just chopping them exactly in half. So each cut's given me 2 blocks ready for me to lay them. Luckily I had a big surplus of blocks left over from repairing the retaining walls that my floor joists in the house sat on. So just going through those, and when I have enough, I'm going to go lay the wall. So when I say lay the wall, I'm going to go lay that one course on top of this wall. So I'm doing it with a level, not with a string line, where it's only one course on that garden wall. And this is just to split the 2 levels. So you've got that dirt section of the garden where it's a lot higher, where I had to reclaim a lot of the land. So dig it down, and then I'm eventually going to add some steps in. But getting that drain level right was really important. Okay, so I've got the wall in, the top blocks. So I'm going to have patio that runs across. It doesn't need to be dead level, so I didn't need or use a string line. But it's pretty level. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to run a set of blocks up here for steps. And I've also put in the drain at the height it needs to be once the patio slabs go on top. So we're going to let this go off, and then I'll be crushing and levelling back all this rock and then I'll be laying my slabs on top of that. I'm still unsure as to whether to render it or not. I do have some plaster and sand left over, so I could render it. I think it would look a bit nicer. But I probably won't do a rendering bead. I'll just sail over the slab so they sit over the top here and then render up to the underside of the slab. I'll see. But yeah. Pretty straight. Good enough for a garden wall that's going to be hidden, rendered. Just want it to be strong more than anything. And here I've just sat this block against it whilst this goes off. But yeah, patio slabs here, 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 going up to the main part of the garden. So I've got blocks there to use to build up my steps. So pretty much every day I seem to get foxes in the garden. I've had up to 3 foxes in the garden play fighting. It's every morning around 5 o'clock in the morning onwards. It's not too bad unless they poo in the back garden, then it's a bit of a problem, which they seem to do quite often. So I did the block work yesterday. It's not fully gone off, so I can't quite whack everything down. But I've got the drain lid on so I don't fall through there. And I'm going to try level this and tidy this section, move these blocks and tidy this.
Oh, I don't know why I'm holding myself back. I'm fighting inside. Oh, I don't know why. Days I'm fighting inside. I'm holding myself back. Days I'm fighting inside.
Okay, so it's stinking hot today. I've had a couple of days off doing any garden work just because it's been so hot, but I can't wait any longer, so I've got to do some patioing today. I'm going to try and get the majority of the rest of it done over the next 4 hours. So I'm going to put you on time lapse. If my phone doesn't overheat or die, it is 29 degrees, I think, outside. Okay, Google, what is the temperature outside?
The current temperature in Southampton is 26 degrees.
26, okay, I'm full of shit. It's 26 degrees, so it's been a bit colder today, so I'm going to get on, slab this, and I'll put you on time lapse.
when you need my back. I'm here when you need my back. Where's my back? Where's my back?
So I've got that section in around the drain. This is obviously loose. Just trying to work out bond here to do another row of slabs, and I think it's very close to the end of my slabs. Saved 2 there for the steps. I've got those ones there to go on that little bit there, and then here is going to transition to a concrete path to match in with the rest of it all the way down there, and then clear all this rubbish off. But yeah, just gonna get this rubble in here, whack it, and then slab it. So those ones are set in, just run out of muck, so I'm going to build these stairs and do a bit of pointing up whilst this goes off. And then I have one more slab, this one or this one, because I'm going to use one here for the step. I did say I was going to use 2, but I'm only going to use 1 step now, and use whatever's left around here, then into a concrete slope to the rest of the path.
My tears like rain run down the window. I repeat your name, losing your wisdom. My tears like rain run down the window. I repeat your name, losing your wisdom.
So it's had a day to sort of set and go off, so it's nice and firm, and I've just wetted it with the hose. It's all obviously scratch coated. I'm going to go over it with a weaker mix with lime in it. You see there, it curves in a little bit, and then be flattening out that coat after about an hour or so. So it takes me probably about half an hour, 40 minutes to get this on. And I can start flattening it out when it firms up. It'll take about an hour or so in this weather. Just gonna set up the mixer somewhere here so I can pour my spoil where that barrow is, where the rest of this path's going to go, which you can see is set. Need to do something to tidy up this edge all the way around. I do have some blocks, concrete blocks, grey ones, which I used on my driveway, but I don't know whether they will look good or not there. But yeah, gonna stick on time lapse and get this done. So while this is all going off, I'm going to paint the windowsills. So I've only got 2 out the back to do, but out the front I have 6. So I'm going to paint that windowsill there, paint this windowsill here, and tidy this line down here, so paint right up to it. The windowsills are going black. This black, I might need another tin for out the front. Didn't count how many sills I had. I was like, oh, I've got some windowsills to paint. I'll paint those windowsills, but I think it's just gonna eat through that paint. So I'll see how I get on. Okay, sills are black. You do my window trims there and around there at the tops as well. But I'm gonna paint down this line. So it didn't actually capture me painting down that line, and I wasn't happy with this one singular step. So I decided to put another step alongside it. So you have like a right and then a left step, just to ease up the difference between the 2 sizes. It was a bit of a jump. So I had a few friends come round and they all sort of made the same comment. So I thought, they all can't be wrong, so I'll just add another step, and it makes it more convenient for anyone who lives in the house if they have small children or short legs. So I've just poured this second path. I need to smooth it out a little bit more, but it's a bit wet. Connects to this one, there's a joint there, and I'll tidy up this edge as it goes on to the rest of the garden. I also got this step finally done, which is a bit more reasonable to walk up, as you can see there. I just need to render it and clean it up once it's gone off. So I must have been a bit overconfident from my previous rendering, and I've just mixed this batch up far too wet. You can see it just peeling off the blockwork there. I spent way too long messing around with it. I think it took me almost as long to do these steps as it took me to do the rest of the rendering on this retaining wall. So really frustrating, especially looking back at it, seeing me on my hands and knees struggling for ages. But it started to go off, and then I could finally finish. So once that had gone off, jet washed the garden as well, the garden patio, as I needed to grout it. So just taking out all the excess, cleaning all the areas around it, and then putting down this Sikaflex. It's like a resin grout. It smells oily, so it must be like some form of petrochemical. You just compress it into the joints and brush it in there. Basically, you need to saturate all the slabs before you do it. So I hosed it all down, and then you just fill up all the grout joints. One of the last jobs, this dirty old path. So it's just a concrete path. Didn't have enough slabs to go over the rest of the garden. So what I decided to do was just to clean this path up, just make it usable and get some of that nasty dirt off of it. And then as it leads me down to the bottom of the garden to do the last job for the garden, which you'll see in a sec. All right, so I'm going to take that out, undo all this. Got my new post here, ready to cut down. And then break out around there, but my extension lead doesn't reach down to here, so I have to break it out by hand.
My head